I'm Jeff Philbin, and Dinner DeeAs is taking a trip for some familiar flavors, but remixed, in a recipe for beef stew, but Kenyan style, plus a traditional method for cooking kale, and we'll show you how to use a maize meal to make a very special side dish. Our guest today is swapping the cramped quarters of his food truck for the cavernous kitchen of Dinner DeeAs. Chef Samson Wagacha is usually cooking up delicious dishes in his Three Stones Kenyan food truck in Ybor City, but today he's here with us. Chef, absolutely a pleasure to have you here. I'm so excited for this dish.
Thank you.
Because today he's sharing a recipe for comfort food, but from Kenyan communities. A beef stew with ugali made from maize and sukuma, a side of spicy kale. And right now you're kind of already getting some stuff started because you are starting to actually boil beef.
The beef, yes.
What type of beef are you slicing up right now?
Yeah, this is beef roast. You can get a chunk of beef from any grocery stores. Normally I use lamb roast,
Okay.
which I find it very soft and tender because it's marbled.
Okay.
Yeah, which is good for the beef stew.
And all we're just doing here is just making nice cubes here.
Yeah, I'm just making nice cubes, which I'm gonna drop in the water and add some salt so
Okay.
that we can tenderize them before you cook them, saute them and cook them to a stew.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Now, how long do they need to boil for?
Normally they would boil for about 10 minutes.
Okay.
10 minutes they're ready to go because you see we're gonna cook them a little bit more over there. So 10 minutes is good to get the beef broth because normally I like using the broth instead
Okay.
of just using plain water. Once you get the broth out, then you can use the broth in the stew.
So it has just a little bit more of that beefy flavor behind it.
Yeah, the beefy flavor behind it.
Okay.
Yes, that's why. And yeah, you chop them in cubes. You need a sharp knife. You can see this one is slicing through the meat like paper.
It really is. Like, I'm actually very impressed with how sharp that knife is. I just spent the weekend sharpening all of my knives, so now it feels like, okay, hey, this is
Actually,
fun.
this is a special knife.
You need a special knife sometimes
Yeah.
in special reasons. So
Yeah, these are Damascus steel, so
it's the good stuff.
the good stuff. The good stuff. You see, just slicing through like butter.
Now, you said that this is a traditional Kenyan dish.
Yes. This is a traditional Kenyan dish. It's a comfort food. Normally, when you go to visit somebody or goes to somebody's, you go visit anybody, the best dish that can make you is the beef stew and ugali.
Okay.
It's like a delicacy, a comfort food. It shows somebody, respects you or gives you something really nice to eat.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
All right, so while this cooks up, what do we need to do next?
So while this is cooking up, see, after dropping the beef, I'm just gonna stir it so it can all
Get a nice little submerged there.
lightly submerge there, and then I'm just gonna add like a little bit of salt,
Okay.
just to flavor it, okay? So that the salt can soak into the beef.
Love it.
Yeah. While it's cooking, the next thing is I'm gonna, after you're done, you take out all your stuff, get these out of the way. We're going to put some onions in here.
Okay.
Oil. Garlic. Ginger.
Okay.
And a little bit of curry.
And a little curry powder there.
Yeah.
Now, what's unique about this curry powder?
This curry powder, actually, there's a lot of curry powder in the market, but mine is originally from Kenya. I bring all my ingredients from Kenya.
Do you really?
Yes, yes. Anytime somebody is flying here, my brothers or my friends, I'll ask them to bring me some curry from Kenya.
Okay.
Yeah, I find it a little bit tastier.
Okay.
Because I think the ingredients are much fresher down there.
Okay.
Yeah, they're grown. I know where they're from and where this spice is ground from.
I love that. So now I really got to become best friends with you and your brother to make sure he's bringing curry powder back for me too.
Yes,
But
'cause
for those at home that might not be able to be on that same, BFF level, where can you find a curry
You
powder
can-
that's similar to that?
You
that
can
you
find
like?
this curry powder in any store.
Okay.
You go to Publix.
Okay.
Walmart, they have it. In the international aisle, you can find any curry powder. It's good as just as this one. But I just prefer mine from Kenya.
Okay,
Yes.
very cool.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll keep an eye on this one
Yeah.
here because we also have the kale that we're going to be working with.
Yes, we're gonna be working on the kale.
Okay.
And we'll come. So the kale, this is what we use normally. We don't buy. I like it fresh.
You like fresh kale?
Fresh kale. I like to rinse it out first because the rinsing out process is where you take out the sand.
Okay.
Because normally when kale is grown, it grows. There's a lot of sand in between the kale. Just rinse it out. Make sure you rinse it out good, under running water, like I'm doing, just to get the sand out, and make sure you rinse normally every leaf.
So you're really making sure that it's absolutely clean, and that's your quality control check.
Yes.
If someone at home was to have bought a bag of kale from the grocery store, should they still assume that it's going to be as clean as you're making it right now, or should they clean it themselves?
They should clean it themselves.
They should clean it themselves
They
as
should
well.
clean it themselves, yeah.
Okay.
Because normally, mass-produced kale, normally you'll find stuff in it. You
Yeah.
have to clean it. So when you come here, you take it out from the stems, like I'm doing, because I have to cut it fresh.
And then you're just going to do a nice little rough chop with it.
Yeah.
Because to make this dish for your dinner tonight, beef stew, but with some Kenyan character, grab Chef Samson's recipe at our website, dinnerdeas.com. See that box in the corner of the screen? That's our QR code. And if you open your camera app and point at it, a link to us will pop up.
See.
I'll tell you, all these flavors
Oh,
right
yes.
now
Oh,
with
yes.
the
Yeah, keep
ginger
checking
and
on
the
that one.
garlic
Yeah.
and these onions. These smell fantastic.
See now, that's the stems. Done with that. We're almost done chopping the kale. I mean, and you can take your time. Sometimes you have to go slow, but you see, with experience, you can go fast. But when you're not this fast, you can go slow, so you don't chop off your fingers.
You got to do it right. You got to do it safely. That's
Safely,
what
yeah.
you're saying.
Do it safely. Do it safely. Yeah, you got to do it safely. And that's that.
All right. Now, how can I help you with this wok over here? What can I do to help
So
you?
on the next walk, where we'll be dropping the kale,
Okay.
yeah, we'll put some onions.
Okay.
Yeah. Drop some onions.
Okay.
That's about it.
That's it.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can drop.
A little bit of oil in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's about it.
Okay.
All right, and then you can do the curry.
Curry comes back.
Yeah, just
Oh yeah, I can see why your brothers bring this back for you.
you can see, you can get the. Yeah,
Now,
just
how
a-
much? About yay?
Half that.
Half
of
that.
Yeah, half of that. There,
All right.
there you go. There you go. You got it. Okay, we are ready to add the kale.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, how long does this take?
I'll show you. Just add on it. Okay. Then take the spatula. Then normally I'll hold the pot at an angle. Then you just toss it. Toss it. Get the onion and the oils and the spices.
Bringing it all together
All
here.
together. All together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, we boiled some beef already earlier. I see that to my right here.
Yes.
Because this would have taken at least 10
yes.
minutes or so.
Yeah.
So what do we need to do with this already done beef?
So this ready done beef, we need to drop it in the pot.
Okay.
And then we put the tomato.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the beef's going to go in too.
The beef is going to go into all of it. All of it. I'll take that for me.
Thanks, Chef.
All right. And this, you can see how all that is mixing up.
Oh,
Once you-
absolutely. It's
Yeah.
absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
You can really start
Yeah.
hearing it too.
Yeah.
And now you made this tomato paste here.
Yeah, this tomato paste, I made it. I don't like using the canned tomato paste,
Okay.
so I make this paste.
Very nice.
You can just pour all of it in there.
all of it going straight in.
All of it, yeah. It's measured out for that beef.
Now, so this was just tomatoes into the blenders. You kind of puree it into make
puree
this
it.
beautiful.
Beautiful, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and yeah.
And then what do we got over here?
These are bell peppers, sweet bell peppers.
Sweet bell peppers.
Just give them a minute.
Okay.
Once we saute that a little bit,
All right.
then
Here,
we'll
you
add
saute
them.
that part.
Yeah.
I want to work on this
Yeah.
kale here.
Yeah.
Make sure that we're getting everything. All right. Now, do you think that they're ready to add in?
Yeah.
Okay. Are we going all in?
All in.
All in.
All in.
Well-
Then we'll cover it and simmer it for it to cook.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, our Kenyan culinary classic keeps cooking. We're taking a break, but when we come back, how an ancient grain makes a deliciously different side ahead on Dinner Diaz. back to Dinner DeeAs. We're cooking Kenyan cuisine today with Chef Samson Wagacha, whose Three Stones food truck is in Ybor City, and he's sharing a recipe for traditional comfort food, Kenyan style, a Ugali beef stew. Before the break, we prepped our beef, cubing it and tenderizing by simply boiling it in water with some salt. And with that cooked down, we started the base for our stew by sauteing onion, garlic, and ginger with curry powder. Ours was direct from Kenya, but it's fine if yours is from your nearest store. Then we rinsed and chopped our kale and cooked it up with more onion, more curry powder, and even more salt. Then added the cooked beef to our stew, along with a paste of blended tomatoes and chopped bell peppers. Now, I helped a little bit with the kale here, so Chef, did I do a good job? Is this the liking that you needed to be?
Yes, you did an excellent job.
Okay.
See, you can see the kale is sauteed, but it's not overcooked. So there's a crunchiness and it's cooked.
And it's
perfect
pretty
brown.
quick.
It's very quick.
I love that. All right.
Yeah.
So this is done. We can let this be. Now, all these flavors here, reducing down quite a bit.
Down, yes.
And then what do we need to do next with it?
We're going to add a beef broth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, this smells absolutely fantastic.
Yes. Yeah,
That ginger, that garlic. That's it?
That's
okay.
it. That's the beef broth.
That's the
enough.
beef broth. That's
Yeah,
it. Okay.
Yeah. Then you let it boil.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bring this back up to heat.
Bring it back up to heat.
To cook up a Kenyan beef stew for your dinner, grab Chef Samson's recipes for all the dishes we're making today at dinnerdeas.com, where you can watch the show or any episode over again. Just scan the QR code there to find us. So this is going to take a little bit to kind of come up to a boil here.
Yeah, 5 minutes. It's going to come up to a boil. Then, because the beef broth is already cooked, just warming it up, because you see that as the one it was reduced down,
Yeah.
it was thick. So once you boil it up, it's ready to serve. Once we add the ingredients at the end.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And that gives us enough time because this next side is called Ugali and eaten
Yeah.
across Africa, and one of the few foods that the UN added to their cultural heritage of humanity. So, Chef, I got to ask you the most important question.
Yes.
How does it taste?
So ugali is corn flour. Corn flour, it tastes like if you ever had corn, white corn.
Yeah.
With no ingredients. Normally, I would put a pinch of salt.
Okay.
Just to give it some taste. You feel like that, but normally it's tasteless because the flavors are in the beef stew. So you grab the ugali, dip it in the beef stew, which has all the flavors,
Okay.
and then grab the Sukuma and put it in your mouth.
And go that route. Okay, so fantastic, because this is just going to be our starch here. That's
This is just starch.
bring a little bit of this flavor. So what do we need to do here, and what's going on right now? We just have...
Right now the water is boiling.
Okay.
I added a pinch of salt, and I added a little bit of oil. The oil helps it to not stick around the pot.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is add flour to consistency. What I want to make is not make it too thick. You want it a little bit, it's not, the thickness should be where you can just grab it.
Okay, so it's a little bit softer to
Softer,
the touch, but
softer
it's
to
not going
the
to be
touch.
super firm.
It's not going to be super firm.
And this
it's
is
not
just
going to super loose. Yeah.
And this is just maize flour.
Maize flour.
Okay.
Yeah. And this maize flour, actually this maize flour comes from, I get it from Orlando, because whatever is in the stores is, when you cook the corn from the stores, it's a little bit yellowish. You can see this is white.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a company that supplies us. This texture is like the maize that we get in Kenya, the white corn.
Okay, cool.
Yes. Majority of the Kenyans who come to the food truck, they can attest to that. Or anybody who knows Ugali can attest to that.
What does that mean to you to be able to have others native to their country to be able to give you that level of celebration and praise when here you are sourcing ingredients from, in your case, Orlando to find something similar? Does that make you feel good?
It makes me feel good because this has been a long road coming. This culinary walk has been a lifelong thing that I've been doing. And being able to bring the Kenyan cuisine to America, especially in Florida, since we are the only ones here in Florida, it makes me feel very gracious.
I love that.
Sharing the recipes.
Now, have you been cooking your entire life?
Since I was 9.
Since you were 9 years old?
Yes, since I was 9. And since I was 9. And in our culture, we're not allowed in the kitchen.
Men are not allowed in
the kitchen?
Not at all.
Not at all.
So how did you get through that?
I forced my way through it, but my mom passed away, who didn't want me in the kitchen.
Yeah.
May she rest in peace. But my grandmother, when she came to live with us, saw my passion of cooking. She invited me more in the kitchen. Okay,
so mom didn't let you in the kitchen, but grandma saw the passion, said, you're coming in with me.
Yes, you're coming in the kitchen. Yes, and that's how I started cooking and named it 3 stones. 3 stones is what she used to use to cook for us.
Okay.
1, 2, 3 stones and put the pot in the middle and put firewood underneath.
Wow.
That's how we started this journey.
That's how you started this journey. Well,
That's how
we're
I started
so
it.
happy to have this journey all together.
As you can see, the consistency. See, that's how you
It's
want
starting
it.
to thicken up exactly the way that you wanted it.
Now you don't need to add any more flour. You
That's
see,
it.
Once you get this consistency, you don't need to add any more. Just keep stirring it.
Just keep stirring it.
Yes.
While we make our maize, we're taking another break. When we come back, what's all in these pots come together to make a meal ahead on Dinner DeeAs. Welcome back to Dinner DeeAs. We're making a super smelling stew today, and trust me folks, it smells fantastic. Thanks to Chef Samson Wagacha. He grew up in Kenya and now cooks their cuisine for customers of his Three Stones food truck in Ybor City, and is sharing a recipe for a traditional comfort food delicacy from his home country, a Kenyan Ugali beef stew. Before the break, we checked on our finished Sukuma, spiced kale, then finished up our beef stew by adding beef broth and bringing it to a boil, while we then made Ugali, a side of maize meal, stirring it into boiling water with a little salt and oil, which you are still kind of molding right now.
Yes.
And I could see the tension behind it. Like
Yes,
it's firmed up nicely.
It's passed up nicely. That's how you want it. The consistency is not too hard, not too soft.
Not too hard, not too soft.
Yeah.
And it's kind of got like a look and almost like a texture like a mashed potato.
It's
almost
like a mashed potato. You can call it like that. It looks like a mashed potato.
kinda does a little
Because it's a starch that goes well with the beef stew and the kale.
I love that.
Yes,
All right.
yes.
So is that now done the way that it is?
It's done. I'm gonna mold it.
Okay, so you mold it.
Yep. Normally in Kenya, we'll just, the whole pot of ugali, we'll flip it over on a plate and get a knife, put it in the middle of the table, and everybody will just slice their own
So you
portions.
make your own little portions off of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but for my food truck people, I just mold it like this.
Okay.
It looks shapely. You drop it on the plate like
You drop
that.
it on the plate. Okay. Now, what do we need to do with our stew?
So, since the stew is almost done,
Okay.
we just have to pour a little bit of this special delicacy from Kenya. It's called Royco mchuzi mix.
Okay. So this is a special delicacy.
This is a special spice, yeah.
This is
Royco
special
mchuzi
stuff.
Mix, yeah.
Machuzi mix.
Mchuzi mix.
Now, you can find this online?
You can find it on Amazon.
You can find it on Amazon.
Amazon.
All right.
Amazon. No store. Amazon. And then you stir it. You put a little bit of water and just put a teaspoon.
Okay.
Then you want to stir it because you don't want it lumpy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I want to try this. What should I be tasting here for?
You'll taste. It has some spices and flavor and a little bit of salt and a
Wow.
little bit of cornstarch, so it thickens the
Yeah.
soup a little bit further.
Okay.
Yeah. So
It's not spicy at all.
It's not spicy. It's flavorful.
It's very flavorful.
Yes.
Got a beefiness behind it.
Yes, we're all about flavors.
I can tell. Okay.
Yeah. So once you start that in, so this will be ready to go in 2 minutes. And then in that same bread, we're gonna add this cilantro, fresh cilantro, chopped cilantro.
I love it.
Yeah. Just gonna put all of it in there.
Wow, so that's going to have a beautiful juxtaposition because you got the beefiness that's happening,
Yeah.
but then you got this freshness from all that cilantro.
Yeah. And all the ingredients that went in there.
Oh, come on now. To make this maize meal dish and everything else that we've been making for your dinner tonight, and we got it done in less than half an hour, grab Chef Samson's recipes at our website, dinnerdeas.com. You can scan the QR code down there in the corner to follow us on your phone. Okay.
All right. So get the beef. You see, it's a stew, but it's thick, but it's not runny.
Yeah.
That's how you want it.
So you don't really want like soupiness behind it.
No, you don't want the soupiness. That's what I'm telling you. This is a comfort food. So you grab the ugali and grab the beef and grab the kale.
Okay.
Yeah. See. Just add the kale.
Look at that. That looks absolutely incredible.
And that's a dish.
And that's it. When we come back, we kick back and taste our Kenyan cooking ahead on Dinner DeeAs. Welcome back to Dinner DeeAs. We're having an African adventure today in the kitchen, cooking with a Kenyan dish with Chef Samson Wagacha. He's been sharing his recipe for a beef stew, which we're serving up with sukuma, some spiced kale, and ugali, a side of molded maize meal. This looks absolutely incredible. How do we eat this? What's the traditional way?
The traditional way of eating these, Push that aside.
Push that aside. All right, so fork, knife, spoon, they go on a side.
You grab the ugali.
Okay.
You mold it.
Okay.
In your hand. You scoop the beef.
Okay.
Then you scoop the kale.
Okay.
And you dig it.
Just like that. Oh, wow. That's very good. There's depth behind that. Now, I see hot sauce, and I see hot sauce on yours. What do you got going on there?
Oh, that's hot Becky.
That's hot Becky. Okay.
Every food I eat, I like adding my hot. This is a special sauce that I make, hot Becky. It's made out of habanero and natural ingredients, no preservatives. So I like to add it on the food.
Okay. Now, this is your hot sauce you made.
This is my hot sauce that I make.
Now, Hot Becky's a very unique name. What's it named for?
Actually, it came from a group of people who I pitched to them to come up with a name. And they voted out of 10 names, Hot Becky, who's my wife, Becky's my wife. That's the name that they picked. And that's the name that is on the hot sauce.
That's the one.
Yeah,
That was the winner.
that was the winner.
She's a winner.
Yes, she's the winner.
This dish is a winner.
Thank you very much.
You're a winner, my friend. Thank you so much for being here today. This was absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
Thanks again to Chef
Thank you.
Samson Wagacha. Find all his recipes from today's show at our website, along with a link to find out more about his Ybor food truck, 3 Stones, where you can also get the Hot Becky sauce. I'm Jeff Philbin. Thanks for watching, and see you next time for more ideas for dinner, or as we call them, Dinner Diaz.
Good job.